Found out my girlfriend used to participate in orgies. So yeah. The title says it all. I didn't know this. She told me recently. I know people say you should let people's past get in the way of the present, but this is really kinda grossing me out. I can't get the image out of my head of her getting railed by a load of other guys, and it's just really put me off. I don't know if I can cope with this. It's really grossing me out, and it's kinda changed how I see her. Which I know is bad, but it has. Should I just end things? Edit. Apparently been shadow banned, so can't defend anything I say. Thanks mods. Should I just end things? Well, she can't change her past. So if that's really something you can't get over, then yes, move on. You wouldn't be doing yourself or her any favors otherwise. Dude, there are a lot of people that wouldn't be okay with it, so don't let the outliers here bully you into thinking your thought process is wrong. Yes, end things. While the past is the past, this might give you some insight into how your girlfriend views sex, and that could be an issue if she has very different views than you do. She's not wrong for her past, you're not wrong to feel uncomfortable with it. You can either accept it or move on. Bro, there's a ton of girls out there who didn't get gang banged. You're gonna be alright, king. She didn't do anything wrong and is being honest with you. That doesn't mean that you have to stay with her. If it's not something you can get over, then you shouldn't really drag her through that and should end it. Additionally, I'd probably be feeling like we have two different ideas about how we view sex, and I'd probably be feeling a bit like I couldn't really compete with an orgy. I mean, I'm one guy. And that's okay, too. So either decide if it's something you are okay with, or not. And if it's not, just end it now. And if you can be okay with it, then get okay with it real fast. She has her past and there is nothing you can do about it. It is okay if that makes you uncomfortable. In the end, her past is a part of her, and if you want to find a girl for the long run, then you should rather break up. She can't do anything about your feeling of uncomfort. Take some time for the final decision and make sure you don't hold that against her. So reading through the comments, first of all, promiscuity is a valid thing for you to feel concerned about or off-put by, but your responses seems more to be more like jealousy or insecurity. Consider working on you. If that is not the case, consider ending it. Of course Reddit will tell you you're a pos misogynist just for asking, that's just what this is. She's allowed to have lived her life how she wanted, and you are allowed to be uncomfortable with it. It's a deal breaker for many, for others it means nothing. It's not random people over the internet's place to tell you what to do. Do what suits you best. Yes, you should end things if you can't accept her past and let her find someone who will accept it. It seems like you've already made up your mind, so I don't get the point of posting face with raised eyebrow. Yeah, gang bang chicks are gross. Move on. Well, I've had threesomes in the past, but it was in the past. Do I think about it now? No. Would I do it again? No. It was a part of my growing up and experimenting with aspects of sex. I'm now married, have 2 kids, etc. My advice would be, if she hadn't told you, how would you feel about her? If the answer is positive, then get over it. If you can't, be fair to her and yourself and move on. Seems like you already know what to do. She did nothing wrong as long as it was all done with consent. People are free to experience and explore their sexuality any way they want to. At the same time, you're allowed to reject, disagree with those decisions when they make you uncomfortable. I support people doing what makes them happy. I would also never seriously date anyone that's been to orgies because of the image it paints in my head would be too distracting. There are 2 sides, the logical side and the emotional side. If logically you feel it's okay, but emotionally you can't get over it, then you are doomed to fail also, because there's going to be residual effects for the rest of the relationship. If you think you are strong enough to make a conscious effort to be okay with it every time something might trigger you, then you could give it a try. If not, why torture yourself? Different core beliefs about sex and love. No judgments on either path, just not compatible. I really don't get why people keep talking about sexual morals, or some shit like that. Having casual sex does not equate to, she gonna cheat on you. Does it really matter how she views sex if she's agreeing to be monogamous with you? If you cannot let it go, move on. How long have you been together? Nobody can tell you what to do. If you can't get over it, simply move on without saying much. I think it's a question of trust going forward. Would she miss that part of her life and wish to return? Or has she left that lifestyle for good? You can't change her past. She told you about it, which is great on her part. She could have kept it all secret. It sounds like she knew what she was risking losing you, but chose to tell you anyway. There's nothing wrong with not being able to get over it. It's good that she told you. Nah bro, leave for sure. Every time you see her you're going to imagine her getting plowed. Yes. End things for yourself. Y'all are watching way too much porn, my dudes. An orgy is not a gangbang. You have a right to feel grossed out. No one should be telling you what is and isn't a deal breaker, and clearly your mind is telling you you're not okay with this. I would end it based on the fact that doing something like this is unacceptable. And people here talk about that she can't change her past. That's irrelevant. She's an adult and should talk responsibility, and if that means you're gonna break up with her, you should. We like to know information about our partners, but the truth is you're never the same once their past is exposed. This will always be on your mind, and if you two get into a disagreement it may even come back up. Since you can't move past this, you need to move on and close this chapter of your life. You can end on good terms, remain friends, but know the future will be full of resentment if you continue, unless you truly can accept and forget about her past. All the best to you. Should I just end things? Yes. Past behavior is the best indicator for future behavior. It doesn't make sense to invest time and money just to receive what others got for free. That's an bad investment, plus she has damaged her pair bonding ability, which will lead to cheating. Gross. Damn, that's crazy bro. Is she cute though? Age. Based on the comments I assume you are M20-22 and she is F21-23. How long ago were the orgies and when did you start being exclusive? I'd break up and find someone who has values that align more with your own. So you're feeling like you're missing out and likely have a mental image of what happened courtesy of porn. Neither are good yardsticks to measure by. What someone has elected to do with consenting adults, and that is perfectly legal, doesn't make them a bad person. What if the roles were reversed? Would you be happy with being judged the same? It's normal bro. Might as well end it. If you don't think you can be with her because of it, then yeah, you should definitely end things. People can break up with people for any reason. It doesn't make you a bad person. You are now really aware of your limits. I'd leave. I'd be grossed out when I had sex with her or did anything with her. Person shrugging. Find yourself a girl who hasn't rode the carousel. You're her 5th round draft pick. If you date younger, chances are they will have less mileage. Who cares? Honestly, if you're grossed out, leave her so she can be with someone that doesn't think her past decisions are disgusting. You shouldn't say anything about being grossed out by her getting railed by a load of other guys, unless you were a virgin when you started talking. Does it make sense for women to be grossed out by men who have had sex before them, thinking, ew, he fucked a woman and now I'm getting fucked by the same dick? It doesn't. Well, why the fuck should it matter if she had sex before? She can't change her past, just because it's not something you're comfortable with. It's not something that people usually in the beginning of the relationship. If you love her, you will accept her past because it doesn't really define her as the person she is today. Orgies don't equal gangbangs. Usually in orgies there is an equal number of women and men. Maybe try and picture her with a bunch of women instead. I've had orgies, explored sex with women, one-night stands, etc. By the time I met my soon-to-be husband, he really didn't seem to care about my history. He comes from a conservative background and has dated around a bit, but that's really it, and he's totally fine with that. All that mattered to him was that I'm happy with our life together and ready to settle. It has never been an issue because it doesn't change anything. If you really find it that disturbing, I would definitely break up. This will just lead to resentment. Yeah, just dump her. She doesn't value herself. There's nothing special about you. Every other guy's already plowed her. Learn to see the signs next time. First of all, your feelings are completely legitimate. This would be a game ender for me, and I'd even feel upset that I had spent as much time with her as I did. This is a moment to be real with yourself. Will you ever be able to forget this? Will you ever look at her the same way again? You are not dating a present version of your girlfriend, you're dating the whole package. She is a manifestation of her past, orgies included. You must be in a lot of pain and hurt. Nevertheless, you'll thank yourself for making the right decision sooner than later. High body count can lead to her seeing relationships as come and go, so maybe you should go, man. Being cheated on sucks, especially if you actually cared about her. Be sure to write, "Women who have orgies are gross," on your future dating profile so no one makes the mistake of wasting time with you. Dude, honestly, good for her. You're telling me you wouldn't like an orgy? Regardless, that was then and this is now. Why are you so disgusted at the thought of a woman enjoying her sexuality? I think you have a Madonna whore complex and therapy would do you good. Don't throw away an otherwise great relationship because you can't get over yourself. And if this was before you met her, what does it matter? Dude, if you don't feel comfortable with it, then break up. Don't stay because you feel it shouldn't matter. Apparently it does, so make up your mind and make a choice to stay or leave.